This scent is interesting. It reminds me of going to this shop locally that sells really high-end furniture and items that I clearly can't afford, but I can't help resist walk around and wonder what it'd be like to own such things. And this shop always smells like this oil here, which is black musk and iced cassis. It's funny because this bottle was on sale at just £2.50. Now, I can't imagine this high-end shop is using the same product, but it's quite amazing to think that you can get the exact same scent for such little cost. Yet it feels like some sort of luxurious concoction. Like a lot of these conceptual scents, you've got to ask, what is black musk and iced cassis? Well, if you saw one of my earlier videos on the Moroccan scent, then you would know that I spoke about musk there, and I likened it to being like warm honey on cut fresh wood. And I think black musk is very much the same, but it's got a slight scent of spices in the background. I'm thinking something like garam masala, which is pretty much curry powder. The iced cassis, now that's something I had to search online because I wasn't too sure what that was. It turns out it's an alcoholic drink, but also can be found as a type of grenadine syrup, which is effectively a fruit syrup that you add to drinks. And in particular, cassis is I think it's a blackberry or raspberry based syrup. So I can definitely tell that in the background. It's got a very strong scent of sort of fresh berries, at least in the bottle. Now, I won't lie, I have tried this in a diffuser, and I know that's not as strong when diffused, which is for the best because it's really nice to have that musk not feel like it's in the background and overpowered by the cassis. But it is really quite nice from the bottle. I can tell you what it reminds me of actually, because a lot of people wear musk as a type of cologne or eau de toilette, and the cassis being that it's a sort of a fruit syrup that you'd expect in a bar. Well, this just reminds me of a bar setting, and quite high-end places as well, because if you've ever walked into one of these shops that I mentioned earlier, they always seem to have an oil on or some fragrance that is musk and some other sort of fruit-like syrup in the background. The scent of this is really quite luxurious, and it reminds me so much of walking into a fancy high-end store that I kind of want that appeal with my home as well. So what I'm thinking is this would work really well when you open the door and you're presented with this sort of musk smell with that iced cassis. I feel it'd probably also work quite well in the lounge as well, just anywhere you want your home to feel a little bit more high-end perhaps. The only thing is we won't mention the price, that's just between you and I. The moment I got this, I couldn't help but put it in my diffuser, so I know what this smells like, but I feel like it'd be nice to do that little comparison right now. So here's the black musk and iced cassis, and out of the bottle, it's probably a little bit more like a fruit juice. Interestingly, I think it's more like a strawberry actually. Even though cassis, I believe, is normally raspberry or blackberry, this one does have more of a strawberry scent to it. There's definitely a sweetness in the background that doesn't come from the fruit juice, but I can't quite tell what it is yet. So I think it's time to put it in the diffuser. Now, from experience, 6 drops of this is intense. So I'm going to dial it back a bit and just put a couple of drops in. Okay, interesting. That's definitely opened up to be a more balanced scent, I would say. You can get more of that musk smell, but there's a lot more complexity to it. Now, when I started this video, I'd already tried this in a diffuser, so that idea of the luxurious scent, that comes from the diffused state. Out of the bottle, I would say it's more like a fruit juice and probably doesn't really give a full sort of profile of the scent. But right now, I would say a bit like when I was describing musk before, it is that warm honey, definitely is there. That sort of freshly cut wood, absolutely. Some slight spices, but I feel that the fruit juice that I've mentioned, it actually reminds me of a very specific fruit juice. When I was a kid, I went to France and there was this, I don't actually know what it was called, it came in a metal sort of tin and it was called something like framboise? It's like Tisane framboise or something like that. It's a strawberry sort of syrup and I think it's a grenadine syrup that you add to alcohol, but I loved the stuff so much as a kid because probably had a lot of sugar and it worked really well if you put it into hot water. It was a really, really nice drink. But that scent, that strawberry fruit juice, it's like that mixed with the sort of musk, that spiced musk, and some sort of, I don't want to say generic cologne, but the scent that some people wear as a cologne probably has a base of musk as well to it, and that seems to be present. So yeah, it's got all these sort of very high-end scents, things like perhaps leather and sandalwood maybe. Yeah, I'd perhaps say sandalwood and leather is probably present as well. So there's a lot going on there. And again, this reminds me exactly of this high-end shop near me. So it's a very interesting scent that feels a lot more luxurious than the price would give away. You know, this scent is still a mystery to me. Like, why was it on sale in the first place? Is it just me who likes this scent? I hope not. My feeling is that it's probably just a seasonal scent and it will change in price when the new year comes in. But if you do have the chance, you can pick this up in Sainsbury's in the UK, and it really is about £2.50 from normally about £6. Even then, I still think that's a pretty good oil for the price. Now, these fancy high-end shops that I was talking about, I think they had reed diffusers there that were £80 just for a reed diffuser, and it's pretty much identical as far as I can tell. All I will say is this scent is quite strong, so I put 6 drops of this into my diffuser, and I actually feel like half of that would have been more than enough. Because of this, I feel that the scent that came out the diffuser was a little too intense, and I can almost taste it in the back of my throat. Now, this is something that's quite common with artificial scents, I find. They are a lot stronger, and if you put too much oil in, then you almost get a taste of what the oil is, and it's quite unpleasant. So I would say dial it back, but 3 drops of this and it's incredibly nice just to have around the home. Okay, I'm just gonna have one last sniff of this because I was thinking this makes me feel a little posh. I feel like I should have my pinky out whilst I'm sniffing the bottle. And because of this oil, I feel like I can now walk around the home with a new sense of poise that I didn't quite have before. It makes me feel very high-end. Thank you again for watching another Scent Saturday. I'm going to be reviewing more Christmassy scents next week, so if you're interested in that, then please do subscribe, and I'll see you in that video. However, in the meantime, if you want to check out my Instagram, then I've got plenty of videos and pictures on Mirrist and aromatherapy in general, so it'd be great to see you there as well. But in the meantime, thank you for watching this, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.